grinding and stuff going on in the background. We've got Jake here working on his truck, trying to get him sorted so he can get underway. So just a recap on that. This is Jake's skip bin truck. Okay, so he's going to be up and operating very, very soon. So I sold this setup to him when I realised that I was taking on too much with the workshop. I needed to just concentrate on setting up my restoration business and not all this other crap that I come up with all the time. So I sold off the tractors I had to hire, the mower stuff, and this skip bin business as well. So yeah, but this is painted now. We're going to paint. He's going to paint this section here next, and then put a nice heavy coat on the cab late this afternoon when the sun comes over. This bin's finished. You can see he's been doing repairs around the bottoms of these bins, and he's in here doing the same thing now. This one here is somewhere near. Sorry about the internet service. We're out west and it's shit house, but it's a bit, you know, but it is what it is. So yeah, just they'll rusted out bins, but it's very expensive to get these bins. And when you're starting out, you do whatever you have to do to make a dollar. So you got these bent up. Yeah, yeah, those bits stripped and stuff. But anyway, all right, where are we at? You'll see in the thumbnail, I bought that big tipper yesterday. I bought that, and there's another couple of cars that are coming in. I lost a heap of footage. That's why you haven't seen videos. I had an SD card with a lot of footage for about 4 videos, and I don't know what happened. Nicole put it in her computer, now it doesn't work. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. One of the videos, though, is showing, this is a $35 taco off eBay, right? Because your normal jag gauges, which fit in here, okay, so there, where is one? That's a Speedo, Jag Speedo. Okay, so what I done to get that to fit into there, because the Speedos don't work too well. We'll go out to the Jag now. There's the back off one, because basically I cut all that back section there off. All right, we'll go out to the Jag now. I've been daily in the Jag. She's been, it's been good, you know. I will address a comment and stuff that went on Facebook the other day. But yeah, anyway, we'll have a look at this Speedo first, and then I'll talk to you about that. So yeah, the Jag's out here. I've been dailing. She's had a few little teething, you know, pieces that had to be sorted. The pickup in the tank, there's like a screen in the bottom of the tank. It was like $60 for this little bloody screed thing. Anyway, the Speedo and that now that's in here, you can see how they fit it up, and they look pretty standard. And headlights on, they glow red. If it's going to show you, it's not because you can't see it. But anyway, they light up, and they're in the original bezels. There is video somewhere of doing it. I did take some more. It's a real shame because it was actually quite a good process, and I'm very happy with how it come up. So the Speedo is actually GPS, so it doesn't run off the gearbox, and it's that little lump there is the little GPS. There you go. Okay, so the other day, I'll read some comments in a minute, guys. The other day on Facebook, there was a comment from, what was his name? Peter. No, Paul. And this is in no way directed at Paul. I have no issue with Paul at all. Okay, I understand what Paul was trying to achieve by putting up a post to say, I just thought I'd post these pictures of the SV89 to motivate you to get started on it. I don't need motivation. I've had shitty couple of weeks, and I'll explain that. There's another car in here that's really sent me sideways by trying to help someone, and it's just turned to shit. But anyway, I saw that, and it's just like, Christ, how many times have I explained that at the moment I'm buying cars for a future restoration business, that I work every day to put the money into the workshop, to set the workshop up. Like the engine shop is set up now and working well. Still got to do the paint booth section. That car, as he pointed out in that post, is worth a lot of money. Where am I going to do a restoration of that magnitude? I can't do it here, how this is set up now, in the dirt or in my backyard at home, in my carport. It just can't happen. Like, and I haven't put the money aside yet for that restoration, because it's going to be about 30 grand. The money will come because there's plans of stuff that gets sold, and then, you know, trust me, I have a plan, and it will all happen. You've just got to be patient, guys. It was to the point where I read that and thought to myself, I might just not post any more videos until I'm ready to do restoration work. Like, it's, at the moment, it's the ins and outs of building a business and what it takes to get there. there was a bloke, I think his name was Alex. Alex I do have an issue with though. Alex is a dickhead. He writes on there, I'm not here for this abuse, rah, 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 I'm fucking out of here. Good, I hope you fucked off, Alex, because you're a dickhead. Like, I semi had a go at Paul over that post, and I'm sorry, Paul, but at the same time, I'm only one person and I can only get so much done. Alex, you're a fucking dickhead. Like, come on. Where are you when I'm copying abuse? Where are you to say to these people that are abusing me in comments, you know, to say, oh, pull up, mate, he's doing his best. Like, what a wanker. But anyway, like, how do I explain it? I spoke to some YouTubers, Australian YouTubers, and some guys over in the States that I keep in touch with, and they said, you can't read the comments. And it's like, but there's no point in me doing YouTube if I don't read the comments. I want to build a community. I'm not here for money, because I make no money from YouTube. I'm here to build a community, and I'm positive that there's some of you guys that have formed friendships outside of me, like just through this channel. And that's what it's about. Car guys getting together and enjoying cars. I will get there to do the restoration stuff, but it takes a lot of money and it takes a lot of time, and it takes... I'm old and grumpy. My missus is like, I've never seen you affected by what people say before. I don't know why YouTuber comments affect me like this, but I just am doing my best. The car that's put me side, I'll go inside and read a couple of comments first. It's just Jake's in there grinding, and I can't read the comments out in the, I have to tell him to stop. I might have to get you to stop that just till I finish this video. All right, so we'll go inside and have a look at this car, read a couple of comments, guys. Where do you stand on that? Do you understand what I'm saying about where I'm heading, what I'm trying to achieve, and why it's taking so long? I don't get finance, and buying this building is going to take all of my cash pretty much, and I'll be down to just a small float to buy cars. But anyway, let's read some comments, and then I'll show you this thing and why it sent me so sideways. What do we got? Hey, what's happening? Good morning. Nice Bedford van. I do love my Bedford vans. I've got a couple of them now to do. Hopefully I can build 2 short wheelbases, and the long wheelbase one is pretty good too. Shane, I'm really excited about building those Bedfords. Okay, no one has an issue with what I said, which is very surprising. But anyway, okay. So this Jag here, there's a story behind this one. It went up on Facebook for sale. It's got a Chev in it, and it was out at Roma. Now, a lot of you guys probably saw this thing go up for sale. A mate of mine has been looking for a car for a while. Tried to explain to him that when you buy something, it's got to be the right car because it costs a lot of money to do. Anyway, he spoke to the guy, rings me and goes, look, I bought this car out at Roma. Can you go pick it up? Yep, no worries. I said, you know, what is it? And he goes, oh, it's got a new exhaust on it, new stainless exhaust. He's rebuilt all the I said, there's a steering rack leak, because I know, because I just went with mine, a steering rack is $600 or $700 if you can get a reconditioned one. No, the front end's rebuilt. The guy's a good bloke. He's done all this work to it. It's mint, you know. And he sent me a video, and I went back through my messages, right? It's because how did I fuck up and let him buy this thing? And I actually say in my message, I said, that exhaust, I said, there's an issue with that exhaust, man. Either the mufflers are fucked or it's rusted out. It doesn't sound like a new exhaust. And it's in my comments. And he wants my red Jag. He wants something like that. And nothing I can do to this thing will make it like that without spending 20 grand. Like, it just won't happen. And then I found him another car. So he paid 5 for this, and then there's he had 5 grand to spend on it, which isn't even going to get it anywhere near going. But I found another Jag with a Chev in it that's really good for 10 grand, registered, mod plated, ready to go. Nah. So it's just like nothing. He's going to spend his money, and then he's going to be looking at me going, where'd the money go? You know what I mean? But and that's, yeah. But this is the new exhaust that was put on it. Like, see that? Like, I don't know if you can see it, but that's the new exhaust, and it's just like, that is absolutely freaking atrocious. It's got 2 new pieces of pipe on it, but then where they've joined the pipe, it's like this sort of dodgy shit. And then the extractor on this side is absolutely smashed to nothing. And we noticed yesterday too, like that there is out of this car. Like, that's from it being parked here for 2 days, because I moved it out again to look at it again, but there's just nothing I can do with it. And then we noticed there's actually another water leak. So one of the Welsh plugs at the back here have gone as well, just from it sitting. The steering rack leaks like a sieve, like you can see. That front end hasn't been touched its whole life. Like, there's no way it's been rebuilt. And then the interior, like, I can't let it down really because of the I can. There's no power to it. But the interior is supposed to be mint. It's rooted. It is so bad. And I feel like shit because my mate, it almost seems like he thinks I'm trying to rip him off. And I'm not. Like, when I was out there, I rang him to tell him, look, this car's not what you're being told, but didn't answer his phone. Sends me 6 hours out west, doesn't answer his phone. And this thing sent me sideways. Like, I've just been beside myself and stressed, trying to do the right thing for my mate, and I just can't. There's nothing I can do to help this car. Like, in the message when I was out there, I said, look, if you don't want it, it's not what you said, I'll buy it off you. I don't want it. Like, it's just, worst case scenario, I will buy it, but I'll be wasting money and it's just stressing me. And he's like, oh, can you sell it for me? And I'm like, well, not really, because I can't lie to people about it. I can't say what the last guy said, how it's got perfect interior except for the driver's seat, that it's got a new exhaust. I can't say that to people. But anyway, but that's sort of, I don't know, guys, what do you do? Seen one of those red Mazda turbos in Queensland for sale the other day. I told him to hit you up. Okay, did you tell us what sort of money did they have on the thing? We got this, I've got a new bloke starting, young bloke Kai. We done some video with him the other day, but I didn't edit it and stuff. But I hope he's going to do well. But we got this out the other day and gave it a wash. So I'm hopefully going to sell this through the auctions in the next couple of weeks, hoping to get about 12 grand for it, which would be nice. The Mazda, the tank's got to come back out because it's a little bit blocked. What else have we got going on? I bought that tipper. I'll go outside again because Jake can then start working again. The Dodge tipper it's the same. I'll go out here, Jake, if you want to grind.
I'll do a bit on this anyway.
Yeah. So the Dodge is the same as this Dodge out here, which is like a 49 Dodge Fargo. The big tipper that I just bought is a 53 because it's got a solid windscreen. This is a 53 too because it's a solid windscreen. But I've got that tipper there, which is slow, so I might as well have a slow tipper that's pretty cool. I know the guy that owns it, have known their family for a long time. They didn't want to sell it because their dad didn't want to sell it. He'd had it for years, but then there was a fire in their equipment shed and it burnt part of it and burnt part of the interior, burnt through the hydraulic lines for the tipper. So I managed to be able to buy it, which is great. And it will replace this thing here, this tipper here, for my Bobcat and to do the yard. But it'll be a pretty cool sort of jigger. It's pretty awesome. I had to spend a fortune on tyres the other day. I got a good deal on truck wheels and tyres, so yeah. But anyway, I hope that makes sense about that post on Facebook. I just, I do my best, I honestly do, but it just gets a little bit too much. For the last couple of weeks, but because of school holidays, generally my work slows down, so I've been having some late starts and stuff. It's been great. It's almost like a holiday for me to not have to do mega early mornings and mega late nights. I still end up working late at night. I might even go down to Andrews and drop this off to him today. The Jag's been awesome. I don't know what else to tell you guys. I did buy, when I was out at that place with the Dodge yesterday, another three cars and a heap of parts and bits and pieces, front ends and all that sort of stuff too. So I'm going to go out and pick all that stuff up. You guys enjoy those sort of barn find ones where you go out and we load up those wrecks and stuff like that. I'm hoping that Alex will have time to bring his tilt tray out to help me with that, because there's a couple of Falcons out there that he might be able to get and make $1 and come and help me with that stuff. So, which would be pretty cool. And yeah, I might even get young Jai to come and help us on that one, because there's a lot of tyres. The stuff's been sitting there for years, and I actually noticed there's an XY Falcon, believe it or not. Couldn't believe it. I'm wrapped. Yeah, so there was some HR doors there as well, and some early Falcon Utes as well that I'm sure they're not something I don't think I'm going to do, but I'll get them back, and one of you guys might be interested in them because they are pretty cool sort of jigger. There's a couple more comments. Do you still have the V8 Hilux? Yeah, the V8 Hilux is out the front. I don't sell a lot of stuff. Are you still unsure about letting the SS go? No, SS is definitely being sold. Definitely 100% being sold. Working out money. I want to see this spot. See where I'm standing here, right? So you got the driveway that goes here. There's a fence line here, and it runs all the way down there to that other gate. Okay, that's an easement that runs through my property. It's about a 1/4 acre. In the title, since buying the place, it actually, my address is actually the highway, not this racecourse road here. So I'm hoping that I can get rid of this easement and they can actually just use the entrance, what's supposed to be, which is off the highway, because this is the racecourse road, this road here, because he has all his customers driving through here every day. There's a second easement that runs through for these power lines, right? And in Energex's writing of their easement stuff, it says for occasional use, which means I can put all these cars here, but so long as Energex can get in and do what they need to do, if I can move the stuff quickly, like give me a day's notice, I get everything moved and they can do what they need to do. The wording for this easement that I'm standing on now is the same, occasional use. It's not there for permanent use, which is also making it hard for the new insurance, because how do I insure a road that's used by random people to access another business? Normally in a complex, right, you'd have a body corporate. So you have all these buildings in a complex and the roads are maintained and looked after by a body corporate, and there's insurance to cover the roads if there's accidents on those private roads, whereas this is covered by nothing and it's not set up well. So as far as I'm concerned, I want to gate that so I can fence my yard properly and he can enter into his property down there. It's going to cause a massive shit fight and it's going to be a lot of money for me to get rid of it, but for me, I think it'll be worthwhile. So that's just more money. Sorry to talk about money so much, guys, but it's just something at the moment that is so much a part of everything I'm doing. I've worked pretty hard to get the cash up to buy the place, to set things up so that I don't have finance all the time and payments, so that we can just step back, work on cars and not have to care. It doesn't matter if I take a bit longer to build some cars, because I won't have to outlay all that money all the time. Does that make sense? That was the other thing that pissed me off about that. Not Paul was all right, Alex, going, oh, and you fucking don't even have the money to do it. It's like, dude, like, what the fuck? Like, yeah, can you see where I've spent all my money? Like, yeah, it's not hard to work out, but it just annoyed me. The comment thing, where do I stand, guys? Like, in the comments now, can some of you guys just say, yes, have you built friendships with people you wouldn't have met because of this YouTube channel? Because honestly, it's about the cars and it's about a car community of like-minded people, because when you've got a Ford, you meet heaps of Ford guys, you know what I mean? And when you've got a Commodore or the Commodore guys, but because I have such a wide variety of stuff and a taste for everything, I'm hoping that I'm putting some Ford guys with Holden guys with a common interest, you know what I mean? You know, I know, Stephen, but it's so hard for me, dude, to not, like, I don't know why. My missus even says, she goes, I've never seen you care about what someone says. And I don't really care. It's just, when you're doing something for nothing, because that's what basically YouTube is, you're doing something for nothing because there's no money in it, right? Especially at the level I'm in. And I'm not willing to take any sponsors on at the moment, because I don't feel that I'm going to give the sponsors the what they want, you know what I mean, at this stage, because I'm too sporadic. Once I'm doing daily videos with the restoration, then yes, maybe if it's a good product or something, yes. But yeah, YouTube's more about sharing what's coming in, because electric cars are coming, guys, and yeah, what's going to happen. One crazy thing though, I'm excited about this thing. I'll drive past it obviously every day, well, most days. I don't even come here some days. It's just so cool. I love the shape of it. I love the interior. I love that it's a manual. It's going to be sweet with some ITBs on it or something. Yeah. Just do what you need to do for yourself. Yeah. Problem is, Russ, if I do what I want to do for myself, you won't ever see me again. I'll just hide in my workshop with a welding torch in my hand, and that'll be the end of me. I'll just play cars. But I am pretty excited about getting that Dodge back this week and seeing what we can do. It's actually runs it's got the original flathead 6-cylinder in it. So yeah, they're not a bad engine, but someone might be able to correct me here because I'm not actually positive. I'm pretty sure that those Dodges run the same early 4-speeds as they ran in F100s, which means you must be able to bolt those flathead Dodge gearboxes up to like Clevo V8s and stuff like that. So I love Holdens too, mate. We all do. Yeah, so I might be able to, I'm not sure what to run in it. Do I run a diesel? I still have, like, from one of the original trucks that blew up, I've got one of the 3.5 litre turbo 4-cylinder diesel motors with the 10-speed box with the splitter. and it went good. Like I could fishy the other truck unloaded like on a dirt road. I could come around a corner and hit it, and when we had a bit of boost under her with the big intercooler, it'd fishy up the road in the truck. So it'd probably be okay too in that big truck. So I don't know. Do I run a V8 that drinks a lot of fuel? Like we done a trip in the Jag, sorry. I'll just show you the Jag again because I love it. I know you're probably sick of the Jag by now, but I'm wrapped with it. I got to share it with a mate yesterday. The guy I bought the Dodge off, actually, him and his young bloke were with me, and he got to drive it, and I was pretty happy to be able to share it with another person. But I just love it. It's just awesome. It's come up so well. Still needs a slice and a buff. It's still just straight off the gun. The speedos have come up so good. It's yeah, a few interior bits to do. The aluminium heads and everything on it now are looking pretty sweet. I did see a water leak before when I was at Bunnings. I'm still getting a few teething issues, but yeah. I will say one thing though. My stereo, remember I got a cheap that little stereo there, which was a Bluetooth hands-free SD card USB stereo. It was like 35 bucks off Wish. It works okay. It's actually stopped working now. I don't know why, but that doesn't matter. It's coming out. But the hands-free isn't really good in it. And because of work and the phone all the time for me, I really do need a good hands-free system. So I've got to pull that out and put a normal stereo in. It was worth a try to try and keep it looking nice. But yeah, there was a water leak. I think it must be out of there. But she's come up nice, this thing now, with the aluminium heads, the different manifold. We're still throwing alternator belts, but that's because that bottom pulley is so large. So I've ordered a new aluminium bottom pulley that's a smaller one, which will slow down and we won't throw belts, hopefully. But yeah, and I'm hopefully going to put it in for air conditioning this week too. So I've just got to get these lines modified, and then I should have aircon, which is going to make it absolutely phenomenal. So yeah. But yeah, guys, I don't know. But anyway, I just thought I'd catch up and let you know what's going on. I am still around. I am still buying cars. My YouTube brother, haters hate, power to create. Nice. Meet so many people. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. But anyway, it is what it is. I'll blow up at times because I'm only human. And yeah, but it just amazed me when that freaking, what was his name, Alex, had a go at me for having a go at someone, when there's constantly people having a go at me, but you don't see him. You know, it just needs to stop. Everyone needs to start policing these dickheads that make it hard for creators to do things. Because every time you go to, like, I go to film something all the time, or I do film something, and then I think, oh, nah, YouTube's going to cry, or, you know, not YouTube, but the people watching YouTube are going to cry and carry on if they see that. But it's funny and it's awesome to watch and awesome to see, but so much gets missed out on. You guys miss out on so much because of those people, the Karens of the world, that cry and carry on and be total dicks when they should just keep their mouths shut. You just miss out. Honestly, you miss out on so much. And you can talk to any other YouTube creator as well, and they'll say, well, they're editing, something happens, and it's funny. You're laughing your ass off and you go, no, I can't post that because I'm just going to get crucified in the comments. So something needs to change. We together as a community need to pull these people up and say, enough is enough. Stop hassling them. They're doing their best. Or who cares, I suppose? I don't know. Anyway, guys, have to do, I hold you. How do I get hold of you outside of YouTube? All you do is just put in Google, put in Kingatow, and yeah, so I actually run a towing business. My phone number's easy to find. Put in, yeah, Kingatow into Google, and my business will come up, and it's quite easy. Yeah, to find me. Problem is you can't teach stupid people. There is that, Jason, for sure. But I don't know. I just, you know, what do you do? But I don't want to not read the comments. That's the thing. Like, I do want to read the comments. I do want to get to know you guys. I do, once time goes on and I go to a car show somewhere and it's like in a bigger city and there's a lot of you guys around, I want you to be able to come up and go, oh, hi, I'm such and such. And I've had conversations with you on YouTube or on Facebook or wherever, and feel like I already know you because I've made a lot of good friends on here. But I've also had to block a lot of dickheads too, which sucks because those dickheads might be actually good people. but they just don't know any better than to mouth off all the time. Now I'm sitting here mouthing off. I don't know, guys. But hopefully my mate takes this back down. He still doesn't understand how bad this thing is. Even Jake yesterday. Jake's got a Green Series 3 that he bought off me a few years back. And he didn't understand, because this car on the outside actually looks good. It doesn't even have a bonnet pull cable. It looks really good, and it's, you know, it doesn't look that bad, but yeah. And yesterday with him walking past it a few times, he started to notice a few little bits and pieces. And yesterday Arvo goes, dude, I understand what you're saying about that car now. He goes, everything you look at needs to be replaced. Everything down to front end mounts, diff mounts, the diff's leaking, the gearbox, it just, and then the water leak yesterday, like, it needs to be stripped like my red one was and completely gone through. It's a shame. But see, for him to do it himself with his young blokes, which is what he'd want, a project for him and his boys, they can work on it for a few years and make it mint, which is great. And it's $391. If I drop it down to Pinkenbar, down to Seaver, and to get it down to Sydney for him, because he can't come up here to get it either. So $391, I'll even pay the freight in the next week or so if this thing's run out of my hair. But I can't sell it to someone because I'm not going to lie to someone about it. I'll tell them the truth. It leaks oil from here, it leaks water, the gearbox leaks, the exhaust is fucked. The interior looks like dogs have lived in it. But yeah, I don't know, guys. But that has sent me into a spiral, stressing about that car and about my mate. It has just sent me sideways. But we're getting Jake's stuff done today, so he'll be up and running with his business, which is great. And I've got to take that Land Cruiser down to another mate down in Brisbane. Yeah, so there's goods, there's bads. There is what there is, guys. And hope all that made sense. I hope I didn't whinge too much, because it feels like that's all I do at times is whinge about bloody people on YouTube. But yeah. All right, I'm going to have a drink and I'm going to help Jake out, get this sorted, and we'll go from there. Hopefully I can recover some of that Speedo modification stuff, because it was awesome. And it'll be good too for even guys with HQs and things like that to be able to put that GPS Speedo in, because, like, you know how it is that they all just jump around like that and do nothing. You don't have a Speedo, but it's come up really good. Like, next time I'm driving it, I'll take some video and throw a short up of how well they work. The tacho's not as good. Like, it's not really crisp tacho, but it gives me an idea of where I'm sitting on the highway and to not over rev it. So, all right, guys, thank you very much for joining in. I hope all that made sense, and we'll do a video next of picking up that sort of barn find stuff, the XY, those other utes, the big trucks going on a big tilt tray. We'll go from there. Cool, guys. See you.